all. We, the management and teaching staffs of Nehru College of Pharmacy, Kerala, proudly welcome you all to the International E-Faculty Development Program, Emerging Trends and Challenges in Pharmaceutical Sciences and Healthcare. Once again, a pleasant good morning to all the intellectuals, invited guests, and our colleagues. It's our pleasure to welcome you all.
We can buy education, but the wisdom is a gift of God. The Almighty understood our thirst for knowledge and our need to be led by someone wiser, someone who could accept the challenges regardless of the opposition, someone who could see the potential and believe in the best of others. So we are here to get that wisdom from the eminent speakers who enlighten our knowledge. Yes, we are here for the International E-Faculty Development Program with a theme on emerging trends and challenges in the pharmaceutical science and healthcare.
The Nehru Group of institutions is a conglomeration of 20+ institutions with 52 years of experience in the field of education. Starting from the scratch in 1968, our founder chairman, late Sri P.K. Das, spent each ounce of his energy and sweat to establish 14 prestigious institutions in Tamil Nadu and Kerala. He was a philanthropist, visionary, philosopher, friend, guide, innovator, and demonstrator for many of his admirers and a man of commitment to his vision and mission. This was followed by the P.K. Das Institute of Medical Sciences established in Vaninkulam in 2014. Nehru Academy of Law and Nehru School of Architecture are the newest additions to the NGI group. The brand AGI stands for Enriching the Educational Development with emphasis on professional education like pharmacy, nursing, medicine, and engineering. The vision and mission of the institution, building and matching the expectations of industry and society, are progressing apace, realizing the goals set.
The Nehru College of Pharmacy is one of the premier centers of excellence under NGI involved in carving out a discipline, well-qualified and patient-oriented care of registered pharmacists, willing to take up challenging tasks in industrial, community, and hospital pharmacy. The Nehru College of Pharmacy has successfully completed a decade of service and presently in its 18th year of dedicated service, with constant effort of our management and staff. Nehru College of Pharmacy is recently accredited by National Board of Accreditation for B Pharmacy program and also recognized as a research center for pursuing PhD in pharmacy, besides existing courses like M.Pharm, Pharmacognosy, Pharmaceutics, Pharmacy Practice, PharmD, B.Pharm, and D.Pharm. The Nehru College of Pharmacy was established in the year 2003 by the founder chairman, late Sri P.K. Das, with a visionary zeal of serving public of his home state. The college is situated in God's own country on the banks of River Nila and at the foothills of the Vilvadre Hill Shrine, Tiruvalvamala, in a 40-acre, vibrant, lush green educational complex. It is centrally located in Pampadi, Tiruvalvamala, Thrissur district, Kerala. It is well connected by road and rail from all nearby towns including Thrissur, Palakkad and Perinthalmanna. The serene, calm, pollution-free surroundings scented by light breeze around make the climate salubrious and atmosphere conducive for effective learning. We welcome all the dignitaries and invited speakers and participants to the International E-Faculty Development Program, Emerging Trends and Challenges in Pharmaceutical Sciences and Healthcare. Hence, we welcome you all to this program. Before we begin this program, in fond memory of our beloved legendary founder chairman, late Sri P.K. Das, I humbly request all of you to please observe 1 minute of silence. Thank you all.
No venture succeeds without God's blessing. So to invoke the gracious blessing of our Lord Almighty and bloom the spirit of enthusiasm and communal harmony, let's all pray together for the good start of this program and the well-being of human race all over the world.
Oh सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्युषावहै ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः हरि ओम् श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः हरि ओम्
Dr. B. Sridharan, Principal, Nehru College of Pharmacy.
So let the lamp of love in your heart, the lamp of compassion to serve others, the lamp of knowledge to dispel the darkness of ignorance, and the lamp of gratitude for the abundance that the divine has bestowed on us. This is the moment to begin this program by lighting the lamp in your heart.
Dr. B. Sridharan, Principal, Nehru College of Pharmacy, has completed his bachelor degree from University of Madras and master's from Dr. Enzyme Medical University. He obtained his doctorate from Bharathidasan University, Tiruchirappalli, Tamil Nadu. He has worked in various institutions as professor and principal for more than 3 decades. He is an inspector of PCI and QHS. He has published his research findings in various national and international journals. He is a lifetime member of Association of Pharmaceutical Teachers of India. We invite Dr. B. Sridharan for the welcome address. Sir, please.
Yes. Good morning, everyone. In the memory of our founder trustee, respected P.K. Das sir, it is so wonderful to see you all here on this day. We are so excited to have all here to participate in our 13 days e-FDP program organized by Nehru College of Pharmacy. This is the first international e-FDP program in the history of our college, which is completely conducted on a digital platform in online with social distancing norms due to COVID-19 pandemic. The theme of this 13 days international e-FDP is emerging trends and challenges in pharmaceutical science and healthcare. It is great pleasure to start this auspicious occasion by heartily welcome all to the international e-FDP. I heartily welcome our Honorable Chief Guest, Professor Dr. B. SURESH, President, Pharmacy Council of India. Welcome, sir. It's my immense pleasure to welcome Dr. Pulok Kulkarni, Jadavpur University, Kolkata, our special guest. It's my privilege to welcome Advocate Dr. P. KRISHNA Das, Chairman and Managing Trustee, Nehru Group of Institution, to this program. I am very happy to welcome Dr. P. KRISHNA Das, CEO and Secretary, Nehru Group of Institution, to this occasion. Now I welcome Dr. KRISHNA KUMAR, Director Operations, PKDAMS. I am glad to welcome Mr. Srinivas, Principal Coordinator, NTA, Nehru Group of Institutions. Now I welcome all the speakers who wholeheartedly accepted our invitation and ready to share their valuable thoughts. Finally, I am to welcome all the principals of other colleges and HODs, staffs of NCP and other colleges, and also welcome all our invited guests on this wonderful occasion. Once again, I am welcoming all for this wonderful program. Hope this e-FDP program will certainly inspire all the participants and highly useful to update their knowledge. I wish with all your support, this 13 days e-FDP program will become grand success. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, sir.
Educate Dr. P. Krishnadas, Chairman and Managing Trustee, Nehru Group of Institutions, a law graduate with master's and doctoral degrees in management, holds various official designations including Senate member, Kerala University of Health Sciences. He is the recipient of many national and international awards, and a entrepreneur with predominant priority for corporate social responsibility who strives to impart quality professional education and affordable healthcare service for the social welfare. Dedicating himself to realize the dreams of his father, our founder chairman Shri P.K. Das, he is the key factor to execute our very motto, molding true citizens. We proudly welcome you, sir, for the presidential address.
Thank you. Most respected and revered Professor Dr. B. Suresh, Vice Chancellor, JSS University, and the Most Honorable President, Pharmacy Council of India, the CEO and Secretary, Nehru Group of Institutions, my beloved brother, Dr. P. KRISHNA KUMAR, the Principal of Nehru College of Pharmacy, Professor Dr. B. Sridharan, Professor Sudhagar, and other distinguished guests, faculty members, Principal Coordinator Srinivasan, and other guests for participating in this program, in this virtual platform. A warm good morning and humble namaste to all. It's indeed a matter of great pride that Nehru College of Pharmacy is organizing an international e-faculty development program, e-FDP, of 14 days, starting from today, 7th September to 20th September 2020. We are extremely honored to have the gracious presence of Professor Dr. B. Suresh, Honorable President, Pharmacy Council of India, and also the Honorable Chancellor, Vice Chancellor of JSS University of Mysore. Nehru Group of Institutions feel extremely privileged to honor and salute the great personality who is praiseworthy and distinguished service in promoting and building up the pharmacy education to its present stature, relevance, and importance in our country. We are delighted to humbly announce that this year Nehru Group of Institutions would like to present P.K. Das Memorial Lifetime Achievement Award to the most respected personality, Dr. B. Suresh. Our respectful salutes and humble pranams and namaste. Sir, we request you to accept our P.K. Das Memorial Lifetime Achievement Award, which will be handed over to you on a later occasion when the COVID pandemic is free and we are able to move.
Thank you.
Enzyme Management, faculty, faculty, staff and students would like to join salute to honorable sir. We are extremely privileged to have the presence of Professor Dr. Pulak Kumar Mukherjee, Director, School of Natural Product Science Studies, Department of Pharmaceutical Technology, Jabatpur University, Kolkata, and also Professor Dr. Brijesh Yadav, University of Information Science and Technology, Republic of North Macedonia, Europe, the distinguished personalities in this inaugural session. After the inception of 2003, the Nehru College of Pharmacy has been able to bring out an inclusive change in the pharmacy education in the field, especially in the state of Kerala. It has been able to fix a benchmark and has been successful in bringing out pharma professionals right from the diploma holders to doctoral program in pharmacy, PG and research. The B.Pharm program has been accredited by the National Board of Accreditation, and college is planning to attain this year NAC accreditation in this year itself. The faculty empowerment and the faculty development has always been a priority in Nehru Group of Institutions. The present 14 days FDP is of great relevance and important, which talks about the emerging trends and challenges in the pharmaceutical science and healthcare. The COVID-19 pandemic has thrown newer challenges in our lives. Our wait for an effective vaccine to combat this deadly pandemic is continuing, and we all are going through the most extraordinary times in our lives. At the same time, the COVID-19 pandemic has opened up new vistas of opportunities and kept the pharma industry survive among us all odds. Mankind is waiting for a vaccine or a Mriti Sanjeevani as termed in the Ramayana. The vaccine is the only hope and remedy. These type of FDPs will bring academics, research scholars, industry think tanks, and professionals come together and exchange their views and thoughts. I am happy that this FDP is seriously discussing and deliberating and emerging trends in the pharma world and is trying to address the challenges in pharmaceutical science and healthcare. I firmly believe that the Indian pharmaceutical industry is going for a positive growth, and even in the COVID-19 pandemic, it has proved its worth and relevance. I am sure that topics selected in this FDP will be weighed and considered in its appropriate scientific temperament, and it will be discussed threadbare and bring out quantifiable outcomes which will be of the service of the whole world. The pharma professionals in India are exemplarily qualified, have the right skill sets, and are ambitious enough to grab the right opportunity. Indian pharma sector is being highly relied upon the best outsourcing partner, which is both due to its cost effectiveness and quality. With the advent of digital mechanism, artificial intelligence, and cutting-edge innovative technology, there has been a boom in the market offering cost-effective medicine, both safe and adhering to the high-quality standards. We at the Nehru Group of institutions are marching ahead in the frontiers of research and entrepreneurship. Nehru Group of institutions has been able to establish Nehru Group of Institution TBI, Technology Business Incubator Center on the healthcare and Internet of Things, which 15.6 crores grant from the Department of Science and Technology, Government of India in 2018 and 19. The TBI's aim is to promote up its healthcare field, especially pharma and other healthcare sciences. This FDP, I am hopeful, will come out with working solution in emerging trends in the pharma and health science arena, suggesting newer and innovative solutions to problems. Technology at the tap of our hands, smartphones and labs, Internet of Things, big data analysis and artificial intelligence have simplified and completely transformed our concept about healthcare and well-being. This FDP will open up new discussion, deliberation, and will pave way for the young researchers and students to move in this successful and enterprising profession, and also promote interdisciplinary research and innovation. I take this opportunity to offer my hearty welcome to all the eminent speakers, faculty, fraternity, and the students, participants of the resourceful sessions ahead. I once again offer my reverence and respect to Dr. B. Suresh, the great visionary of India in the pharmaceutical field. Sir, the most honorable President, Pharmacy Council of India, and all other distinguished guests assembled here. Let us come together for a new being. Jai Hind.
Thank you, sir.
I'm extremely honored and privileged to introduce the most distinguished personality, the chief guest of today's program, Professor Dr. B. Suresh, Vice Chancellor, JSS Academy of Higher Education and Research, Mysore, President, Pharmacy Council of India, New Delhi. Professor Suresh Bojraj assumed charge as Pro-Chancellor, JSS Academy of Higher Education and Research, Mysore, in June 2019. Dr. B. Suresh was the founding Vice Chancellor of JSS Academy of Higher Education and Research, Mysore, a deemed university, and held the post between 2008 and 2011. Dr. B. Suresh has distinguished himself as an eminent educationist, pharmacist, and a great leader. He was elected in 2003 as the President of Pharmacy Council of India, the statutory body regulating the pharmacy education and profession in India. He was once again re-elected as the President of Pharmacy Council of India in August 2008 and in August 2013, and broke all records by winning the PCI presidentship for the 4th time, and has the unique honor of being elected 4 times to this leadership position. He was also the chairman of the scientific body of Indian Pharmacopoeia Commission 2012-2017, which is responsible for setting up standards for pharmaceutical substances and formulations. The leadership provided by Dr. B. Suresh at the Pharmacy Council of India has resulted in bringing about a paradigm shift in pharmacy education and profession in India. The Council had been able to bring out several path-breaking regulations that helped enhance the standards and quality of pharmacy education and profession in the country. He pioneered the cause of promoting pharmacy practice concept in India and has the unique honor of having introduced postgraduate program in pharmacy practice and PharmD programs in India, and continues to strive to uplift this facet of pharmacy profession by closely working with other global leaders. Dr. Suresh sir is also the delegate member of the United States Pharmacopoeia Convention, USA, and International Commission of Accreditation Council of Pharmacy Education, ACPE, USA. He is also the executive member of the Commonwealth Pharmacists Association, CPA, the Scientific Committee on Problems and Environment, SCOPE, which is a part of the International Council for Science and works closely with UN organizations such as UNESCO and UNEP, has elected Dr. Suresh as his executive committee member. He was also the past president of Asian Association of Schools of Pharmacy and chairman of Education Section of Federation of Asian Pharmaceutical Association. He's the past president of the Indian Pharmaceutical Association and was responsible for the drafting of Pharma Vision 2020 that was launched by none other than Dr. APG Abdul Kalam, the late Honorable President of India, in the year 2008. Dr. Suresh sir has to his credit several national and international publications and has been invited to several national and international platforms as a keynote speaker and a great orator. He has to his credit of having organized several national and international meetings and conferences in India and elsewhere, and had spearheaded 71st International Congress of FIP. He has actively involved himself with education initiatives of FIP and has been an active member of FIP Pharmacy Education Task Force. In recognition of his invaluable service in the field of pharmaceutical education, he's a and international awards, and he has been a great personality throughout the country. With great reverence and respect, we heartfully, with great reverence, we invite Professor Dr. B. Suresh, the President, Pharmacy Council of India, to deliver the inaugural address. Honorable sir, welcome sir.
Thank you. At the outset, I would like to wish all my teacher colleagues of course it's belated, but a very happy Teachers' Day. So September 5th was Teachers' Day, and on that day I could speak at few platforms. I was meeting teachers and conveying my greetings and wishes to them. So I'm meeting you today, so I think today also I would like to convey to all my teacher colleagues a very happy Teachers' Day. The leadership at Nehru Group of Institutions, Dr. Krishna Das, Dr. KRISHNA KUMAR, a warm greetings to you and thank you for inviting me, and it's my pleasure to see you virtually here and interact with you here. My good friend and colleague, my classmate, Dr. Sridharan, who is the principal of the college, and all my good friend teachers. There are lots of them. If I mention one and don't mention other, it should not be felt I have missed out. So all of you are good friends there. I can see many of you there with there. So warm greetings to you. Again, Dr. Pulok Mukherjee, who is there as one of our speakers to you and addressing you. He was a good friend, and he also was our faculty at UT. He started his career there, and now he is in a very distinguished position at Jadavpur University. So warm greetings to you and good morning to you all. We have met here today to discuss the next 10-12 days, the emerging trends in pharmaceutical sciences and the healthcare delivery. Yes, you'll be listening to a lot of speakers. You'll be learning what is happening. So I would like you to understand how you are going to emerge. So that is very important. Listening to all the speakers is fine. We come to know that these advances are happened. It's not only for listening. How are we going to learn and adapt that and try to see that we can once again transmit to the young teachers or young students across the line? I think this is a very, very important thing which we have to understand as teachers. Even yesterday, I do not know how many of you would read the English newspaper. I just fondly saw that and I took it and kept it to keep in my file. If not, please try to go and see that. There's a Indian Express. The magazine section talks of the tectonic situation in healthcare. So how healthcare is set to change, and I have taken it so that I want to preserve it so that I can learn more and try to advance my knowledge. You may say, why do you need knowledge, sir? Now you are already in position, you can just be there. But being in position does not is the end of the knowledge to be gained. I think that's something which we all as teachers to realize. Knowledge is not just for carrying out a job or a profile. Knowledge is for your personal satisfaction. Knowledge is something for your own advancement of your own inner feeling and inner mind and your science. So that is what knowledge is all about. It is not reading something what has happened in the books or doing some technologies which you have seen and talk nicely about it and come to a conclusion, oh, this is all not possible in India. This is not possible by us. And this is not going to be done in this particular manner. And then resign ourselves and we continue to do what we have been doing. I read somewhere when I was talking of advancement of science and particularly our efforts which are going on in India, we talk of what we call as, 10th century science. We are trying to still live in that thing. We believe in our traditional practices. I do not deny that. They're very valuable. We believe in our traditional medical systems and the medicines which are there. There is nothing wrong in understanding a 10th century science and trying to appreciate how did they manage. I always feel amazed without LCMS, without mass spectra, without NMR, how did these scientists try to evolve the medicines and try to make the same purity, quality available to the patients every day, every afternoon, give them the care. So there was a system prevalent even in those traditional periods. While appreciating that, I think we have to understand what is there in the 21st century also. So we cannot live in the past and say, oh, that is the best thing that was there, so we don't need any science. If you don't need any science further, then we should not participate in these type of webinars and seminars and be happy with our 10th century knowledge and feel satisfied about it. So same is the part of the our education and learning process which is associated with us. Now you all are aware that the Pharmacy Council of India for the first phase brought out in 2016 the uniform syllabus across the country, both for B.Pharm and M.Pharm. We made a first attempt that yes, we should begin somewhere. So we tried to put something together and we brought a syllabus. That syllabus might be good, bad, or it was insufficient. It's a different issue. But we have something to begin with. Now what we have done at the council is we have formed again certain committees to review what we have done. Now the advantage we have at the Pharmacy Council is that we don't have to go to the ministry every time to amend a new syllabus or bring a change. We have kept that powers within the council. So we are reviewing now our B.Pharm program because the first batch, if it started in 2016, they'll be graduating in 2020 or 2021, some institutions. So we have to be ready where we have to go and next We cannot say that no, this is good and continue with that. So we are already reviewing what should be included and what should not be included in that. And second part is similarly in M-Pharm also, there are a lot of changes have happened and happening, and we are trying to look at it in the M-Pharm committee. We are looking. Pharm D committee also is there, and they are looking at the Pharm D curriculum. So all these three committees are actively looking at the syllabus and curriculum, so that when it comes to the 2021 year, we should be having, so I mean 21-22 academic year, we should have a new set of syllabus curriculum which is available to you. It should be both a mix of old and new. I mean, we cannot do away with the some of the important issues or topics that we need to address. At the same time, we cannot we cannot sort of leave the new advancements that are happening and include them in this field. I think this is something which is there. Now, if you want to include something new, you have to let go something old. Otherwise, you will be burdening the student. Or we have to leave the choice to the students to choose what they want. So that means we are coming to the choice-based credit system. Now, what you have is a choice-based, credit-based semester system. There was not much choice available except in the final semester where he can choose a couple of electives. So only that much was the choice available to the students. Now we are looking at it, can we make it choice-based? Can the student pick a set of subjects throughout the year? In first semester I will take this course, second semester I will take this course, and give a wide variety of basket of courses which can be given to the student. And there could be what we call as some basic courses compulsorily required, which a student has to undergo for developing the competencies for the job. But other courses he can choose from different sets of background. So this is one of the things which is there in our mind. And one thing we have done in this committee is we have invited members from Indian Pharmaceutical Alliance, not Indian Pharmaceutical Alliance, you know, which is a industry-oriented organization, where the top 25 companies of our country, you can name it like Dr. Reddy's, Ranbaxy, Dr. Reddy's, Sun, Pfizer, whichever are the Indian companies, 25 companies, they are formed that Indian Pharmaceutical Alliance, Glenmark and all that. So we have invited 2 representatives from such organization to each of these committees. And we have similarly invited members from the other industry-based organizations, that is the Indian Drug Manufacturers Association, organizations of Pharmaceutical Producers of India, OPPI. So these members are a part of the committee now because they are the employers of your future students. So it is very important to understand what they want, and they are already very active. They have started asking questions to us. They want to send out questionnaire to the other industries, like what type of effort is required to go forward. So this is happening on one side. On another side, we have tied up with the Life Sciences Skill Development Council. The idea is LSSDC is talking of various programs which they are having. And we are looking at the option, and maybe you'll receive a circular even in a week or 10 days time, telling that if you take, instead of one elective, one of the skill development council's packages and try to learn that, it will be considered as equivalent as an elective, and the university needs to incorporate it in the marks card and award that such things. That option also is doing. The why we have brought LSSDC's packages together, because again the LSSDC consists of members of the industry who know specifically what their potential graduates coming to industry need to have. They have decided that these qualifications are good. Now, if this is happening on one side, the industry itself is forming academies. You may all know very well that Biocon has its own academy. Then the Cadila is coming up with a big academy in Center of Excellence, they call. So now industry houses have started putting their own academies because they feel the manpower being trained and sent out from educational institutions does not meet the requirement of their industries. So these type of trends are not so good from the academic standpoint. That means if industry feels that the student is not able to fulfill their interests or requirements and they feel they need to retrain them, then our purpose is becoming undermined. Then if today, if as pharmacy experts we are not able to give them, tomorrow they will be choosing BSc students or somebody students and train them and make them as the workforce. If training is the only requirement for carrying out their functions, then any person can be given that training to repeat. The difference is between our pharmacy graduates and other things is the foundation of knowledge which you are building into the students, which is orienting him to understand pharmaceutical solution in a right perspective. So that is what you can train any doctor, any human being to cut open a body and then suture it back. To find out what is the problem there, you have to have the knowledge of a doctor. So even a butcher can cut the body and tell him that he will be able to cut it very nicely without even shedding a drop of blood outside and stitch back. But will he find out what is the problem inside the body? He cannot. Only a doctor can find out. So that is the difference we should try to bring in our pharmacy graduate. It's not just training. It is the emphasis and culture which you are building into the student to understand the science itself, how the what you call as the pharma segment is functioning, how it is impacting the human body, and how that knowledge of the impact on the human body and the knowledge he has got is going to merge and try to come out with a drug. I think this is something is very important for us to emphasize. So that means unless our curriculum is not going to be revised or it's not going to be updated to that level, we may not be able to achieve the growth which we are looking at in the pharma segment. So that is why when we are talking of the new syllabus and we are talking of the new curriculum that may come in, we as teachers should be mentally ready to accept it. You should not come back and tell, sir, in the inorganic chemistry, you have left this sulfur-based compounds. That is very important for studying. Sir, in the organic chemistry, you have missed this chapter of benzokines. The benzokines are basis of this thing. If you feel benzokines are important, you teach them. Nothing wrong. Why it should be in the syllabus? As a teacher, if you feel a particular subject is advantage to the student to learn, it is always free to teach over and above what is there in the curriculum, because you don't always look that it should be in the syllabus to be taught and you should pass that examination for the knowledge to be gained. Now you all are taking FDP today, this 13 days. Is there an examination for you at the end of 13 days? How do we know that you have gained the knowledge in these 13 days? What advancement has gone into you? But we assume that you have given that interest and you are gaining that knowledge and you are going to apply it when it comes to you. You don't have to be tested for everything you have learned. Testing is good, but need not be tested for everything. So, okay, if you have taught him benzokines beyond the syllabus to the student and he has studied it and you have taught him and it is good for him, you don't have to always say, no, it is not in the syllabus, I can't conduct an examination, so it is not correct, I will not teach. I think this mindset should go away from us as teachers, and we should look at how we are going to help the students. In fact, in the Teachers' Day message when I was getting, I constantly tried to reply back with two-sentence message of my own. Maybe it went to all the people who wrote to me. I replied back to them that, you know, I say that there are two types of teachers. The teachers who go and teach the subject, and there are teachers who go and inspire the students. So I said that I consider myself as a teacher who goes and inspires. I am not good at my subject. I might have forgotten my pharmacology. I may not know what it is now and all that. But I can always go to a classroom and motivate a student to study pharmacology, and you tell him that generates so much interest in him, he doesn't need my help to study that pharmacology. He himself will study it. So that is another type of teacher. I think we should try to do is be a coach, be a mentor, be a guide to the student, rather than going and being just a teacher telling them, okay, this is what PCI says, I am going to teach this syllabus. This is what the university syllabus is there, I am going to teach it. My portions are over. Your portion never gets over. Your portion, what is the portion you are talking about? Can you mean to say just by teaching him 75 hours of organic chemistry, you have taught him everything in the organic chemistry to him? It is not there. So I think this is something I would request our teachers to imbibe in this faculty development. I want debates to happen, not listen to the lectures. When we talk of faculty development, it should be development of a faculty, not understanding of a new topic or subject that is available in Google. You Google what you want to do, what you want to know. You want to know about vaccine latest status, it is available. You tell me which information you want. Today it is available. But with that information, how you are going to develop yourself, that is very important. And development comes by discussions. So you have to discuss in this platform. Okay, if a teacher has given a topic, you discuss after that topic 1 hour. What is how this should be delivered to the student, whether it should be a part of a curriculum or whether it should be a part of just a general subject to be taught to the student, involved in this activity and trying the student to gain anything. I think once you have done this, you will have achieved the objective. You know, the greatest pleasure I had just about a few 1 week, not 1 week, just 2-3 days back. It was, I think, exactly 29th August or 30th August. It was I had. So we launched in the clinical trials for the vaccine of the Serum Institute of India, Oxford Innovation. We are the hospital. I came to know and I had to tell them, yes, we are saying this is the process and we are going to go through that. And that came in the media in the next day. So this, one of my students read it and he called me, and he is the head of that manufacturing facility for Serum Institute, which is manufacturing this vaccine. And sir, I am very happy to call you and tell you that I was your student. I did biotechnology in JSS at UT. I am proud to tell you that I am in charge of this facility thing, which is the manufacturing which is going on, and I myself have tested it on myself. I think that is the inspiration we would like to see in our students. That, you know, he calls you back and he feels proud that he is associated with you as a teacher, as an institution, and tells how he has been responsible to something which you are doing. He is connecting back. He is connecting back to the institution because he finds a cycle there, that he was a student. Then he went to develop something in his field. Now he finds that same thing has come back to his institution to further study. So he feels very proud that my institution is calling me back, is doing the work or appreciating the work which I am doing. I think this is the type of things which is very important for us as teachers to do it. And I can go on talking, you know very well, I'm very passionate about these type of discussions. But I have got another meeting starting just in 6-7 minutes. I have to rush for that. And I wish all my teacher colleagues that, you know, let us inspire people. I think that's very important. Let us make leaders out of you. The main challenge is finding faculty who are having that type of confidence themselves. We find I get mails now. I'm sorry to say this. I get mails from faculty, you know, who are different problems. But the very fact they are not able to even communicate what they want is very paining to me. Now, if they are not able to communicate to me, where he is writing to a head of a national organization, so, and he has not put an effort to put a proper communication there, what will he be communicating to the students? What will be the students learning from him? So I think this is something we have to learn. Let us do whatever we do perfectly. Let us not do half-hearted. Even if you need to spend 2 hours to even write a letter, make sure that letter is correct. It conveys the substance which you want to do. It has the language that is expected of you with a PhD qualification you are carrying. It communicates the information clearly. All these things should happen, and same thing is applicable to your classroom also. So I will leave at this point. I know we have got excellent faculty, and we know that you are all doing great work, and particularly even in challenging times where I know there are different difficult situations in institutions regarding compensation and other issues. We are aware of that. We are trying our best to motivate even the institutions not to let you down in this moment of difficulty and keep you supporting. I'm sure this pandemic will pass. I'm sure things will evolve again and we'll all be there. But when it evolves, I think we all should be ready for something fantastic. We should not be again talking of old story, why this thing was left from the syllabus, why that was not there. This should have been a part of my subject. This subject should not have been dropped. I think these are all old ways of thinking. Let us talk of 21st century management in education. Let us not talk of 18th century management of education. So I wish you all the very best again. I thank you for inviting me for today's meeting, and I'm sure this FDP will make a difference to all of you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir.
I will take leave from all of you.
Yeah, thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much, sir.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you, sir.
We are obliged to have you here, sir. Thank you for your words and time you shared with us. Thank you wholeheartedly. Now we are moving to a special address by a special guest. Professor Kumar Mukherjee is presently working as the Director of the Institute of Bioresources and Sustainable Development and Autonomous Institute of the Department of Biotechnology, Ministry of Science and Technology, Government of India, having its center at Manipur, Sikkim, Meghalaya and Mizoram. His research works highlights the traditional medicine inspired drug discovery from Indian medicinal plants to make them available from farm to farmer. He has been working as the Director of School of Jadavpur University, Calcutta, India. He has made several innovative and outstanding contributions in academic and research in the area of natural product studies, ethnopharmacology, and evidence-based validation of herbs used in Indian traditional medicines. Professor Mukherjee is a Fellow of the Royal Society of Chemistry, Fellow of National Academy of Science, Fellow of the West Bengal Academy of Science and Technology. He has been awarded with the Commonwealth Academic Staff Fellowship from Association of Commonwealth Universities, Tata Innovative Fellowship by Department of Biotechnology, Government of India. His academic and research career has been outstanding, including globally acclaimed contributions on teaching and research on validation of medicinal plants from Indian system of medicine, their formulation and standardization, which are useful bioprospecting tools for the promotion and development of ethnopharmacology and drug discovery for a long time based on traditional medicine-inspired approaches. He is the Secretary of the Society for Ethnopharmacology, India, and President, International Society for Ethnopharmacology, Switzerland. Professor Mukherjee has to credit more than 200 publications in peer-reviewed impact journals, several patents. He has authored or edited several books and book chapters on different aspects for development of natural products as drug, particularly in the area of the quality evaluation and validation. Professor Mukherjee is serving as Associate Editor of the Journal of Ethnopharmacology, Healthcare Science, Frontiers in Pharmacology. He is the member of the editorial board of several international journals, including Phytomedicines, Pharmaceutical Analysis, Synergy, Phytochemical Analysis, etc. I welcome you, sir, for this special address.
Welcome, sir.
Welcome, sir.
Welcome, sir.
Welcome, sir. Welcome, sir.
Can you see the screen? Hello?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
You can
Yes,
hear
sir.
me
Yes,
and
sir.
see the screen, right? Okay.
Yes, we can see, sir.
Yes, sir.
So, good morning, everybody. Thank you very much for inviting. It was a very excellent program to hear from the chairman of the Nehru College and all the other speakers and Professor Suresh to know more about the things what is happening in the area and the new development, particularly the way this the whole program of developing the drugs from natural resources and other things, which way the things are getting part, I'll highlight in next few slides. So I once again thank you for inviting me. And as you know that presently I am working at the Institute of Bioresource and Sustainable Development, which is a national institute under Department of Biotechnology, under DBT. So our major thrust is on the developing the bioeconomy of the country as a whole, and it has this IBSD is a institute and directly under Ministry of Science and Technology, where we have our different center as well. That one is in Manipur, another one is in Sikkim, in Mizoram, and in Meghalaya. And here is a very big, huge bioresource park on that. This is under the Department of Biotechnology, the Ministry of Science and Technology, and with the main mission on bioresource development, their sustainable use through biotechnological intervention, so that the bioeconomy of the country can be developed from exploring the bioresources. So friends, with this, I would like to tell you something about this ethnopharmacology and drug development from medicinal plant, the perspectives on which we have been working for quite some time. And in fact, one of the major goal of this institute also on that, for exploring the bioresources. As you know, that presently in this COVID situation, that everyone at this talks about science, and particularly the pharmaceutical science also has its own importance. But there are a lot of limitations in developing the things, developing the professional aptitude, so many things what you will be hearing from different speakers. But one of the major things what has happened now is that everybody talk about the science in medicinal plant and use of medicinal plant, particularly in this COVID scenario. And you see that people take this plant as food for immunity boosting, that plant as drug for immunity boosting, Ayurvedic kada, and so many other things has come. And it is a very good time that everyone is talking about the scientific aspects or validations of the medicinal plant at large. So this is one of the major things. And when we talk about all those scientific aspects of the use of medicinal plants for our therapeutic benefit, the major thrust come on the traditional healthcare practices that and those specifically has a link with the ethnopharmacology. So friends, when we talk about this ethnopharmacology and traditional health practice, then that relates with the present situation as well. So what we need proper validation of those aspects. And this, as you know, this ethnopharmacology is a terminology which was coined in 1967 for specifically for hallucinogenic plant that time. But now it is a terminology which is being explored for developing drugs from the nature and drugs from our ancestors. And in fact, that it involves a wide range of scientific specialties, including professionals from all fields, starting from anthropologist to pharmacist, in between doctor, medical doctor, the Ayurvedic doctor, the chemist, geologist, and so many other people together. So this integration is very much needed, and this integration, if we can have, and then only this ethnopharmacology and integrative medicines which is developed, that is a history, but it tells about the future and the present scenario. And this ethnopharmacology and integrative medicines has its own impact in developing the whole system of medicines in our country, and the whole scenario of drug development can better be explored by these perspectives. So friends, when we talk about this integrated approach towards drug development from Ayurveda or Indian system of medicines, this was one of the articles what we wrote quite some time back, where we highlighted that what are the integration required. And I'm so happy those integration is happening now in different way. and those integration is the need of the hour for developing the drugs from our traditional resources. I'll tell you some of those in next few slides when you talk about that. Again, ethnopharmacology, as I told, that these are all ancestors' medicine. So this is the medicines which were developed by our ancestors. It may be Ayurveda, it may be traditional Chinese medicine, it may be Kampo medicine in Japan, and whatever. All these things was developed by our ancestors, and those ancestors' medicines on traditional medicines inspired drug discovery. Those are all the learning from our ancestors, learning from the nature, where the tradition meets innovation. So let us respect our heritage, and let us respect the Lokasastra Parampara, that which has add value to our present situation, and we must have to add value to those local health traditions and this codified system of medicine by means of science. And this science is the evidence-based science. And this evidence-based science, when we work with, means I mean that, say, like, this is not that we are discovering something new when I'm working with a medicinal plant being used by traditional people or being used by the Ayurvedic text. Here, we are rather rediscovering the things which has its effect. So this rediscovery means validation, and this validation based on evidences. So this evidence-based validations of the traditional medicine is the need of the hour. And these evidence-based validations means we have to do more science, more input, and we need to give more attention to that, where we can have the specific aspects for phytochemical evaluation, high throughput screening, quality evaluation, validations of those traditional drugs, target compound analysis, bioavailability, pharmacokinetic study, clinical trial, or pharmacovigilance, and as a whole for developing the drugs from the nature with those evidences. So when we talk about those evidence development, then we need to know more about the chemistry, chemical structure of the compound. And as being a pharmacist, all of we know that there is nothing magic with medicinal plant it cure. It is the chemical component or phytoconstituent which works together for developing the activity of this particular drug in very different way. So we have two types of marker. One is biologically active marker, another one is phytochemical marker. It is not that marker only are active, but presence of marker is a must for evaluations of the quality, to know the validity of the drug, to know its bioavailability, and so many other things, particularly for the quality control and on when we developing the quality control and evaluation parameter. So friends, this profiling of the marker is an approach for quality evaluations of Indian medicinal plants. There is some example on that. So like, you know, many of you are working on that. The HPTLC profile of Endographis paniculata. It is very well used plant now in present days pandemic also. Endographolide is the marker. But endographolide with this high performance thin layer chromatography, you can very well know what is the content of endographolide present in this Endographis paniculata. Point is that, then why not we are taking endographolide tablet? Why Endographis paniculata extract? And here is the point, that there is endographolide is a constituent by which we can make a lot of evaluation parameter, but it is the synergy of many of the components present in Endographis paniculata extract which works. So on that context, this is true for even curcumin. And in fact, this particular context we can take for drug development from what natural resources we can take into that enzyme inhibition study, which is one of the major parameters now being tested for lot many diseases, enzyme inhibition or induction. And that relates with, say, like here is example on which we work on the acetylcholine strategy inhibitors for development of drugs for Alzheimer's, where different component of the medicinal plants we tested, and we have been working on that. For the acetylcholine strategy is the enzyme which is responsible for breakdown of acetylcholine, which is a neurotransmitter helpful in memory enhancing. Now, if we can block the acetylcholine strategy inhibitors or inhibit that, then there is a scope that we can get some natural component which can help in developing this more acetylcholine and in producing. And so this is one of the mechanism for developing a lot of drugs for Alzheimer's disease as well. And those things has been taken into account to a high extent for the screening of drugs and acetylcholine strategy inhibitors for Alzheimer's disease. And this was a news, in fact, with BBC for developing drugs that Indian drugs gives Alzheimer's hope. And we have been working on that particular context for quite some time with researchers from England. And this work is going on now. Now coming to developing the evidence-based validation of this traditional medicine, when you talk, there is a point for metabolomics and translational aspects. That is the major context. As I told, that we are not, when we are talking with the traditional medicines, when we're talking about drugs from the local healers, this is not that we are discovering something, because this drug has those therapeutic property has already been discovered by that healer or by those sages who developed this compendium Charak Samhita, Susu Samhita long back. But we need to explore the science behind that to develop it more. And this is one of the major thing in our pharmacy curriculum when we are developing drugs. This is that any drugs has its origin from nature itself. So what we need to do, we have to have traditional knowledge intelligence system documentations, which already TKDL and other aspect has come. We need to do the metabolite profiling, metabolomic study, network pharmacology, combination synergy, and by that way, we can develop some mechanism of actions. I'll give you some example. So you think about this Bacopa moneri, which is a very useful memory enhancer plant. But here also again, bacoside is one of the component, but together with several components together, Bacopa moneri gives effect. So with this hyphenated techniques using LCMS study, if we can develop the metabolomics of this medicinal plant, which can act as a versatile tool for standardization of the herbal products and quality evaluations of this Ayurvedic formulation as well. So friends, there is a need for systematic approach for validation of traditional medicine. In this context itself, in 2015, with the recommendations from WHO in China, we had a very big meeting, and then these things was developed with 21 countries. We made a document on evidence-based validation of herbal medicine, which is getting now revised this year, and the coming year it will come. This process is on. So you can go through this document and you will see that how best we can make your experimental model and how best the students can get exposed to new thing for developing drugs and knowing more about the natural products, how we can work on that particular context, and how these specific subjects get more importance in a very different way for drug development from nature. Here, one of the things what you must take into account is the synergy. The synergy in medicinal plant is a very big component, and this exploring synergy in Indian system of medicines is one of the major things. Where this Joga Vahav, no, that this was one of the component which is mentioned in earlier in Charak Samhita, that itself has resolved into a lot of traditional system, and where synergy works in a very different way. I'll give you an example. Take the example of this Trigonella phonium grassum, which is a traditional food used in hyperlipidemia, hyperglycemia, where when we do the LCMS, that we get more 13 compounds, and those 13 compounds together with network pharmacology studies showed mechanism of actions and all. If you go through, you can see here the combination synergy network. There are 13 compounds, 23 targets, and those targets individual has their own use in hyperglycemia network, hyperlipidemia network, and even insulin sensitivity network. So friends, this can prove the efficacy of those Trigonella phonium grassum, which is a very well-known medicinal plant being used in therapy. And then we can have even that particular aspects of synergistic study established with the combinatorial pharmacology and develop the drugs with particular aspects. But definitely this is being supported by in vitro, ex vivo, in vivo, or even clinical trial as well. So there are a lot of things to do in this area on this evidence-based validation of traditional medicine, specifically Ayurveda or medicinal plants from Ayurveda, from tradition to trend, and we need to have more of those developed from our modern perspective, which is going on. On this context, this is a document which has very recently come, what we believe that quality control and evaluations of the herbal drugs from all its context, if we want to do, we need to know more about the traditional system of medicines and their harmonization with ethnopharmacology, ethnomedicine inspired drug development, including quality evaluation, qualitative analysis, morphological characteristics, downstream processing of the plant, which is the extraction of the material with their bioactive component, and analysis through thin layer chromatography, high performance thin layer chromatography, high performance liquid chromatography coupled with mass spectrometry, gas chromatography, and many other techniques which can help in developing the chemo profile for quality evaluation and validations of those drugs. And that can lead with the enzyme, that bioassay guided isolations, which can be enzyme inhibition assay, which can be other ex vivo, in vivo, or in vitro assays, and leading to that even for development of drugs for antimicrobial, antiviral evaluation. And we can also work with the plant metabolomics specifically, which I showed you, which can at the end develop the drugs from the nature, which are the drugs from our ancestors. And on this document on quality control and evaluation of herbal drugs, which deal with all these aspects from starting from traditional medicines and its metabolomics with all the quality evaluation parameters, is already available with which has been published by Elsevier with different context. And what I was telling at the beginning, when we talk about evidence-based validations, we need to know more about those which are in the nature. And the present scenario, as I told, that anybody and everybody is talking about the use of medicinal plants specifically for COVID-19 situation. So we are thinking about reimagining ethnopharmacology in a very different way. And specifically that thinking thought process is on the synergistic approach. So time has come to unleash the potential of ethnopharmacology by reimagining through cutting-edge technology and analytical tools. And in this context, by this organized IPSD also working on different perspectives. Specifically, we are organizing a webinar series and on Saturday for reimagining ethnopharmacology, the experts from India and abroad. So you can see the details about this event in the websites of the Society of Ethnopharmacology and IBSD, and you please join on that. The Society of Ethnopharmacology actually was developed with the inspiration from Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam, who inspired as a mentor to develop this society, which is affiliated with the International Society for Ethnopharmacology, Switzerland. And presently, I am president of that international society. So we joined with the International Society and the Society for Ethnopharmacology India, and making a lot of efforts in this particular context. One is this webinar series on knowledge dissemination, this is on, and we are coming up with some special issues in the Journal of Ethnopharmacology. One was in 2017, which was a landmark in Ayurveda, the first ever effort forward in this area for promoting Ayurveda with the special issue, and then very recently work is going on this special issue on Ashwagandha as well. And to highlight our own medicinal plants for developing drugs from nature. So with this, I thank you once again, and what I believe that the healing plants are the nature gifts for everyone, and let us promote those gifts and preserve those gifts for the betterment of the society at large. And I do believe that with this program, which will be going on for you for next week or so, there's a lot of discussions in this particular context for developing drugs in different way from natural, synthetic, and different aspects for promoting those drugs will be discussed. I am sure this will be very effective program, and all the faculties will be getting some new ideas developing drugs in every aspect. Thank you so much once again for inviting me. Dhanyavad. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much, sir. Myself, Dr. Sudhakar. Thank you very much, sir.
Okay, thank you.
Dr. P. Krishna Kumar, an emerging educational entrepreneur, has been in the active field of educational service since long. His services, contributions, and attainment on higher education is incredible. Having his goals and aims set on a managerial education, Dr. P. Krishna Kumar has chosen to take an up MBA and pass out in 1998 from Bharatiyar University. After qualifying with MPhil in management, the final further he added his case is a much coveted doctoral title in the field of management from the same Bharatiyar University. Dr. P. Krishna Kumar has been very well associated with the founder chairman, late P.K. Das, and his brother, Advocate Dr. P. Krishna Das, the managing trustee, and he inherited much of his academic qualities of his father. He has been the CEO and secretary for as many as 20 institutions, the largest galaxy of educational institutions, popularly present as the Nehru Group of institutions, guarding and guiding the academic values and principles and decorum of higher educational. He is a dedicated teacher and an excellent guide. Dr. P. Krishna Kumar has been serving as a member in Coimbatore Management Association, the Coimbatore Productivity Council, and the Co-Federation of Indian Industries. He has served as a syndicate member of Bharatiyar University in the recent past. Dr. P. Krishna Kumar, has been honored with the most prestigious Edupreneur Award 2012, instituted by Times Group, and also the Edupreneur Award 2015, instituted by Raindrops for Excellence in Education, and presented by His Excellency the Governor of Tamil Nadu. Recently, he has been honored with the International UN Golden Award for Human Excellence, instituted by Academy of Universal Global Peace, USA. Now we kindly request this eminent personality for the special address. So please.
Good morning to all of you, most respected dignitaries, participants, and all great future farmers field professionals who are joined for this virtual webinar FDP program, which is organized by Nehru College of Pharmacy. I'm deeply honored and privileged and blessed today with the presence of Dr. B. Suresh, Pro-Chancellor of JSS Academy of Higher Education and Research, Mysuru, and President of Pharmacy Council of India, and Professor Dr. Pulak Kumar Mukherjee, Director, School of Natural Product Studies, Department of Pharmaceutical Technology, and my dear brother, most respected Chairman and Managing Trustee, Advocate Krishna Das, Principal of Nehru College of Pharmacy, coordinators of this FDP program of Nehru College of Pharmacy, other respected faculty members of NGI, other respected participants who are going to know more about different future aspects of pharmacy field. I'm so happy to be part of this inaugural session, and I just delighted to share a few of Dr. Suresha's thoughts, because that is one of the greatest things which every teacher has to develop. One, sir has said about being a good teacher, how to become a good teacher. And during this pandemic time, the most exciting field for the entire world is pharmacy, or the pharmacist field, where when we are going to come out with the vaccination and when that product is be available in this world, where we can find a solution for this big problem. So Sarah has clearly said finding solution for the problem is the field of pharmacy. Another thing for all the teachers, Sarah said life science skill development. I think we all, because I'm not from the science field, I represent the management fraternity, but I also feel that that was the biggest thing which everyone can understand. And our guest of honor, Professor Dr. Pulak Kumar Mukherjee has said, which we probably would have forgotten or we would have neglected in our today's world, where we are so fascinated about fast food. But Sir has clearly said the importance of rasam, importance of all that, all traditional foods, which normally every home, in especially on South India, it is available. So I think this FDP program will give an insight for all our great teaching fraternity, participants from different institutions, either a student or pharmacist who are participating. I think this session will give an insight to think beyond or dream beyond or find a solution for tomorrow. I think that is the purpose of all FDP program. As Sir said, Dr. Suresh Sir has clearly said, we can listen to every speeches, but how many of us implement it and come out with a solution? That is the important thing. So I really appreciate Nehru College of Pharmacy for organizing this great event. I'm sure with 7 days, this FDP program will give a clear insight for all the teaching fraternity, because few days before only the Teachers' Day is over, and lot of WhatsApp messages come. There is a biggest bridge is constructed, a doctor is made by, and a lawyer is reach this position. But at the end of the day, the message says that this is all done by a teacher. So a teacher has to be proud about their profession. A teacher has to give insight to the student or whoever is in front of you to think beyond the curriculum. So I think this FDP will help all the teaching fraternity in the field of pharmacy, because we are all under COVID pandemic situation where we are just every day morning, we are just expecting a news that yes, a vaccination has come out, which will stop this spread of this virus. I'm sure under this COVID time, Nehru College of Pharmacy, under the able and leadership of our chairman and trustee, and all the teaching fraternity of Nehru College of Pharmacy, have invited the best speakers. I've gone through the list. It is amazing, and everyone is going to share their thoughts and knowledge. I'm sure who participating teaching fraternity will get a clear insight, and will at the end of the 7th day, I think the world will come out with a solution for this pandemic COVID solution, because you are the people who have to come out with a solution, because we are eagerly waiting for each laboratories has to come out with the solution. So I'm so happy to be part of this inaugural section. Let us all make this FDP program meaningful, purposeful, and useful for the society. Above all, I take this opportunity to thank everyone who is participating, because your participation makes the meaning of this FDP program. If someone is coming and speaking or sharing their knowledge, if few of them is taking and implementing in their campuses, I think that is the purpose of this FDP program. So let us all make it meaningful for each institution you are representing, to make our each finding better and better, and let us make a best solution for the society. And I wish all the teaching fraternity for participating this FDP program. Also congratulate Nehru College of Pharmacy again, the entire team, for organizing this. Thank you so much, and let us make it a big event. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Your words were really inspiring. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much for a valuable speech, sir.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Now I would like to invite Professor Vijayartna Madam from Nsq University for the felicitation address. Madam, please.
Good morning. Good morning. Good morning, dear.
Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning, madam.
Good morning.
Thank you so much, madam.
All the dignitaries on the dais, and I'm very honored to be a part of this inaugural session. And this e-FDP is really a very timely thing, a very necessary thing that you are conducting in this COVID pandemic situation. And I really appreciate the Nehru College of Pharmacy management and the faculty for organizing such a nice program involving a variety of lectures coming from experts from all over the world. That is very nice. So Dr. Sudhakar asked me to give a small message to all the people as an inaugural message today. So I do wish to dwell upon one important point that is there. Friends, all of you must have been very, very proud. We were all very, very proud and happy Indians when the President of USA asked the Prime Minister of India to see that the Indian pharmaceutical industry supplies America with hydroxychloroquine. Indeed, we did. And it was a very happy moment that our Indian industry is so powerful and so capable of all that. And indeed, Indian industry supplied medicines to not only US, but to many other countries. They supplied medicines which are useful in the COVID situation. And we were very, very happy. There are so many other things that we have to be happy about the Indian pharmaceutical industry, that it is third in rank in volume and something like 10th in rank in cost and all that. in the export of medicines and all that. In the world pharmaceutical market, it is playing. My talk is about pharmaceutical quality. So in the question of bringing down the Nsq drugs which are substandard, it has come down according to a report, a study which was done and published in March 2020. The number of Nsq drugs were 10.64% in 1995. They came down to 3.37% in 2017. This is as per the records given by CDSCO, and as per the government reports only, this data has come. And the amount of substandard spurious drugs has also come down very drastically. It is from a high of 0.30% in 1995, fell down to 0.29% in 2017. My point is, yes, I told you all these great things, but there are areas of concern, my dear friends, that we have to think about. These drugs, this percentage that is there, 3.37% in 2017, is the percentage of drugs which are declared as not of standard quality by the regulatory authorities all over India. Here, there are some issues, several issues which we need to understand. So, what is an Nsq drug? An Nsq drug is something which has not met its standards. It is taken by the drug inspector from a medical shop or from a concern, sent to the laboratory where it was declared that it has not met the specifications. So, specifications by means of drug content or dissolution study. So, so we cannot be negligent about that. An Nsq drug may be taken by anybody, anywhere, and a problem may arise. So another point with respect to that, it has to be cut down. Another point is, these drugs are coming from certain states more than from certain states. So the Nsq drugs are traveling all over India. The guidelines for the grant of manufacturing licenses are same, uniform from the central government, but the implementation is being done not in a uniform manner throughout the states. So that is one area where the government has to take care, where people like all of us, dutiful citizens, have to make note of that. This is something where we have to sit up and take notice and see that policy changes should come, and implementation of the act or the licensing should be done uniformly throughout the country, so that Nsq drugs are not produced in certain areas and travel, because there is no travel ban on that. They travel to all states, and because based on the studies we find that most of the Nsq drugs are coming in all the states from certain places only. So there needs to be a uniformity in the manufacturing licenses giving, in the control and all that. And the drug control department needs strengthening by means of more regulatory staff and all that. Another point is, so sir told about the top 15 companies, how they are employing their own academies. But some companies are like that. There are guidelines called ICH 8, 9, 10 and all that, and they are USFDA guidelines, and they make mandatory many strategies such as Six Sigma, this optimization, quality by design, all these are made mandatory. Some companies in India are following, but some companies are not following, and they are not coming up to that standard. So the small scale sector, the medium sector need hand holding by so many ways. And in that also, the teachers like us, we may play a role where we can offer to give academic suggestions and help the small scale sector. Some mechanisms have to be developed where, first of all, we have to notice that certain things are not proper. There is a high quality at a high level, but there is a quality differential. Some companies are not up to the mark. They are not doing all the best practices. They are not doing. So we have to take notice of that. We have to ensure that there is uniformity. We have to ensure that there is a good link. There is a good link between very strong groups of colleges like your college and small industries, wherein there is a mutual understanding, where you give knowledge and ensure that their level of excellence, their pharmaceutical quality improves. So that is the point I wanted to make. Another small point that I wanted to make is, it was good to see that in the COVID situation, Many of the clinical pharmacies going as PharmD graduates from many colleges, they are playing a good role in the wards. They are going into the COVID wards, they are doing service to the patients, they are getting recognition from the management. But more needs to be done, and I want all PharmD students and PharmD teachers to take good care that clerkship and research projects taking is done very properly. Research projects should be so taken that they are society related, and when they do that study, even a small study, because they only have 4 months, let them do a small thing like this risk factor, is it having any role in this disease? A small factor, but let there be one conclusion. For example, in one study we told magnesium has to be more in the blood, for that you eat these fruits. That's all a solution. But let them come out with a conclusion which is useful for the society. Let every research project have a role of the pharmacist. So these are my suggestions for the PharmD people. PharmD practices should be more hospital integrated. Like those B.Pharm and M.Pharm graduates should be industry oriented. PharmD students should be totally integrated with the hospital, and we should do excellent work. I'm happy to see that Nehru College group of institutions is doing such wonderful work, and I do request you, appeal to you that you need to, people like you need to focus on national issues, and we should all work together to take India to higher levels of excellence in the field of pharmaceutical quality. India should be excellent in pharmaceutical quality, in pharmaceutical service. That is my ambition. That is my message to you. Thank you for giving me this chance. Jai Hind.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you so much.
Thank you, madam.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, madam.
Thank you, madam. Thank you, madam.
Thank you, madam.
Thanks a lot, ma'am.
It's my pleasure to welcome. It's my pleasure to welcome Dr. Suresh from Singapore Institute of Technology for the felicitation address. Sir, please.
Who's presenting? Let them inform them. Who's presenting? Who is the host for this? So let them inform them.
KG Prashant, Vice Principal, Nehru College of Pharmacy, to deliver the vote of thanks.
Just a minute, madam. Just a minute. Suresh sir is now called. He'll be joining.
I'm sorry for the delay. I had another meeting. That's why I wanted to attend. And it's a great session. It's my privilege to take part in the faculty development program. with the Nehru College of Pharmacy. I wish organizing committee for the successful conduct of the faculty faculty development program and such kind of online webinars and update our knowledge, teaching and learning activities. Thank you so much for the opportunity. Once again, all the best. Thank you so much.
So over to.
Thank you so much, Professor. Thank you so much, Professor. Thank you so much.
Thank you. So now over to Dr. K.G. Prashant. Brijesh, Dr. Available, Dr. Brijesh Yadav. Yes, sir, you please unmute. Please unmute, sir. Please unmute.
I think it's.
Yeah, Brijesh, sir, please unmute, sir.
Sure. I unmute. Hi, good morning. Good morning to all of you.
Welcome.
So, can I speak something?
Please, audible.
Okay. Good morning to all of you.
Yes, audible.
So, first of all, I want to express my sincere gratitude towards the management of the Nehru College of Pharmacy and also towards the Dr. Sudhakar who invited me to in this great occasion to deliver my lecture on the topic of drug discovery through the bioinformatics and the computational biology. Actually, I'm Dr. Brijesh Singh Yadav. Okay, so I am working in this area last 9 years and the different aspect of artificial intelligence and the drug discovery. Presently, I am assistant professor at the University of Information Science and the Technology, North Macedonia. And the same time, I am also working with the ICGEB, International Center for the Biotechnology, Trieste, Italy. I am working on the project which on the leukemia disease. So I guess tomorrow we will discuss more about my expertise, how to develop the drug and, using the system biology, because this is now the current trends in area of the pharmaceutical designing, where the people are using the different algorithm and to sort out the different kind of the ligand molecule. As we can see that now this corona pandemic, to use system biology, now we have 20 different kind of the drugs were going on the trial within the short time period. So I hope tomorrow you guys are take an interest in my lecture. Thank you, and more discussion in tomorrow at 10 a.m.
Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Brijesh Yadav.
Thank you so much.
See you tomorrow.
Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you, sir.
Thanks a lot.
Actually, I was in meeting, but because of some circumstances, actually I have at the same time I have some meeting in my university, so I just switch up for time being. And but tomorrow I am totally free, so we'll discuss more about this.
Thank you very much. Thank you
So much. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir.
Thanks a lot.
Now I kindly invite Dr. K.G. Prashant, Vice Principal, Nehru College of Pharmacy, for the vote of thanks.
Good morning, all. It's my privilege to give the vote of thanks on this first e-FDP program, which was organized by the Nehru College of Pharmacy. I will be immensely thankful to Dr. B. Suresh sir, even though he have a very busy schedule. He accepted our invitation and he came. His presence in the webinar or into a virtual media platform was great, and his talk was very motivation, and it will give a lot of dimension in the different dimension in the teaching profession. So he talked about syllabus, what is the need of coverage of, what is the importance of teaching students or motivating students as a teacher. So we are very highly for your presence. And also, I will be welcome. I will be thankful to the advocate, Dr. Krishna sir. Whenever we approach him, when it's a short notice or a big or a long gap notice, whatever it may be, he will say, "Oh, go ahead with the program. Don't get hesitated." He also always supportive and encouraging us to do things which will be beneficial for the faculty, pharmacy faculty, or not only the faculty, pharmacy faculty, throughout the education system. He was very much encouraging and helping us to do things more. Thank you, sir. Thank you for your support and presence in the FDP program. And I will also have be very much thankful to our CEO, Dr. Krishna Kumar sir, for his valuable presence and valuable talk and importance of the teachers in the present scenario and the importance of pharmacy profession in the present scenario. He highlighted that. Thank you very much, sir, for your valuable presence. So, and also we will be thankful to our principal coordinator, Srinivasan sir, for on this occasion. I will also thankful to our principal, Dr. B. Sridharan sir, and other dignitaries which gives a valuable input about the need of FDP in the present pandemic condition. And also, I will be thankful to all other principals of other pharmacy colleges in Kerala and Tamil Nadu, and other HODs of Kerala and Tamil Nadu, staff members, participants, delegates, and speakers of this today's function. And also, I'll be thankful to the IT team, which helps us to develop an webinar, or which is highly supportive to develop a webinar in webinar program. And thank you again. I am thanking all of you for this in this occasion for this your presence. Thank you. Thank you.
Great. Thank you.
It's always the luckiest thing that whatever we think will always become the best. And here is the proof. Nehru College of Pharmacy, here presenting you an international e-faculty development program with eminent speakers who can guide us in various pharmaceutical areas. Acknowledging the good that you already have in your life is the foundation of abundance. Let's have gratitude for everything and everyone we have. We are obliged to have you all here. Thank all the dignitaries, special guests, invited speakers, and participants wholeheartedly who took the initiative to be a part of this program. Now with this, we come to the end of the inaugural function. The program lead with our first speaker after 10 minutes.
Thank you so much and wish you all the best. Thank you so much. Wish you all the best.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
The program leads with our first speaker or within 10 minutes. Now you are concluding the inaugural session with the national anthem.
पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड़ उत्कल बंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उज्जल जलधि तरंगा तव शुभ नामे जागे तव शुभ आशीष मांगे गाहे तव जय गाथा जन गण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे
Thank you.